Hi, finally Apurva is here.
Finally.
Lot of technical glitch and drama and whatnot. So finally we
So
managed.
true, so true, finally.
Uh, Seriously, I have to also do that. Okay, so now I am glad I am 2 year old. I have a 2 year old. I follow those. Oh, sweet, Arpita. That's lovely to know. That's so nice. So we have a lovely guest with us. So first of all, I want to thank all of you to be here with us on Wisdom Waves Wednesday. So we have our amazing coach, which is she's a inner child healer, and she's an amazing person. I've known her for quite some time now. Her name is Apurva Jain, and I want to know from her what do you actually do, Apurva, and how did you decide this inner child healer, which is very interesting actually.
Well, that's an interesting story, but when I was able to realize about it only
Hmm.
after I became a mother.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. So, you know,
So,
it, it's a. I hope the network and you are able to see me and hear me, Swati,
yes,
quickly.
absolutely,
Super,
absolutely. Yeah.
super, super. So, inner child healing is something that came to me only after I realized that there are some wounds that
Hmm.
I carry from my past,
Okay.
which I need to heal so that I can create that impact for my daughter,
Hmm.
right? Because most of the times what happens is we become parents and we tend to parent our children the way we were parented.
Hmm.
Till the time we
Hmm.
realize that there's something wrong and there's something that needs to be healed. There's
Hmm.
something that needs to be taken care of before
Right.
we even start parenting our children,
Hmm.
right?
Correct.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
that is when I was going through a lot of hardships in my journey after
Hmm.
becoming a mother, because
Okay.
there were a lot of expectations from
Correct.
the society that you become a mother and you should know about your child,
Correct.
right away. And
Hmm.
that expectation and understanding everything about life, it was really difficult, and
Hmm.
went through postpartum depression. And since then, I realized that some things are better to be learned, uh,
Hmm.
not learned but unlearned, before we even learn new things.
Wow.
And inner child
Hmm.
healing is something that really it went into my core. I
Wow.
understood about how my childhood was
Hmm.
shaping me as an adult, how my
Okay.
parents' parenting was shaping me as a parent.
Correct.
Right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Wow.
yes, of
Hmm.
course, in this entire session, we'll be discussing more about how
Correct.
parenting and
Hmm.
inner child healing goes
Hmm.
hand in hand,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
I feel if you are a parent, inner child healing is a must for you, because
Absolutely.
we
Hmm.
tend to, constantly operate from past if we do not
Hmm.
know, or if we have not understood our own self, we have not gone deep within ourselves, right? So that's
Right.
very important. Yeah,
Very,
Swati.
very, very true. I so relate with you, and given I have seen in my community also, when you give a little hug to them, or when you talk about your childhood or your thing, when they burst out, that's when you realize it was so much inside.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
why I so wanted to do a life with you, because although I'm not a healer, I have not experienced as a healing as one of my fortes, but
Yeah.
I can feel it so much from within. I trust this process so much,
Yeah.
and I feel that there's something which can be done for parents, and that's why this life was something not it just that it just clicked. No, it was not like that. It was very planned, because I really wanted to do
Mhm.
with you. I could feel that this is really helpful for all the parents out here. So
Yeah.
people who have been able to attend, not been able to attend in the future. So so for dear parents, I want you to get a paper and a pen with you. So whatever tips or tricks or strategies you get over here, I want you to pen it down, because you really don't know what little thing can change your child,
Yes.
what little thing can help you getting a better parent. As like Apurva rightly said, that when I was a mother, that is when I realized I need this, and
Yes.
it's very, very, very important. So Apurva, I want your permission. I have jotted down few list of questions. So if you don't mind, can
Let's
I just
go for
start with
it.
your questions? Perfect. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Apurva. So first question is, what is basically the concept of inner child and how is it related to parenting styles? So let's start with
Okay.
the very basic one because assume that we don't
Absolutely.
know anything. So let's start with that. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are sum total of every experience that we have ever had in our life, right?
Okay.
But growing up as an adult, what ends up happening is we
Hmm.
start to give reasons, we start to give excuses that past mein tha na, chodo na, wo, that is not going to impact me. That's in the
Hmm.
past, right?
Hmm.
But we have to understand that our behaviors are shaped by those experiences. For example,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very simple, right? For
Hmm.
example, if someone has, as a child, if someone has beaten you up, if someone has,
Hmm.
your your uh, your boundaries were, uh, what do you say, uh, were not taken
Crossed.
care of,
The boundaries were
crossed,
crossed, maybe.
your
Hmm. Hmm.
boundaries were crossed, you didn't know at that time that boundary jaisa bhi kuch hota hai, right?
Correct.
But growing up as an adult, you will find it difficult to set effective boundaries with others because you were never
Hmm.
learning, you have never learned
Realize.
that in the past.
Correct.
It's as simple as that, right?
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm. Hmm.
what happens is we parents, like we millennials especially, have
Hmm.
been beaten up a lot. Like I was
Yeah.
beaten up a lot in my childhood, right? And growing up, what ended up happening was that
Hmm.
I would just बोल देती थी कि हाँ ठीक है ना, हर कोई तो मार खा के बड़ा होता है, उसमें कौन सी बड़ी
हाँ.
बात है,
Hmm.
right?
हाँ.
But
Right.
the moment I gave birth to my own daughter and I started to yell at her, I started to hit her, that was the moment when I realized that no, this is coming from way, this is not right now. This frustration is not built right now.
Mhm.
This
Right.
anger, this frustration has been building up since a
Yeah.
very long time.
Right.
An inner child is, when some boundaries are crossed or when something
Hmm.
happens with us as a child, right? What
Hmm.
happens
Hmm.
is that little one that experienced that
Hmm.
trauma,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
still there. That little child is still stuck there.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
biological self grows,
Hmm.
but the psychological person or self
Hmm.
is still there. नहीं वो
Right.
हुआ था मेरे साथ. इसीलिए
Hmm.
that's the reason today people remember even 15 years back what happened with
What
them.
happened?
15 साल पहले
Yeah.
क्या हुआ था वो भी याद है अभी,
Yes. Yes.
right?
You're right.
And it shapes our behaviors, it shapes our decisions, it shapes the way we think, the way we approach situations. अगर बार बार आपको ये बोला गया है कि money doesn't grow on trees, पैसे पेड़ पे नहीं
हाँ.
उगते, you have to work really, really hard to earn a
Hard.
lot of money,
Yes. Yes.
you will spend your entire life living a mediocre life
Yes.
in
Absolutely.
mediocrity because that's your belief system.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Wow.
Until and
Wow.
unless you heal from it, from the
Hmm.
conditioning that we have been through, till that
Hmm.
time we are going to live that mediocre life.
Hmm. My God.
Right? And what happens, as parents, why is it very important for us? Is most of the times we parents are operating from the past.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? मेरे मम्मा ने मुझे वो नहीं दिया, मैं अपने बच्चे के साथ
बच्चे को
ऐसा
भी
नहीं
नहीं.
करना चाहती.
हाँ. हाँ.
Right? And
Absolutely. You're right.
that's where we come from.
Hmm. Correct.
Even when I started my journey as a mother, I told myself, मेरे साथ जो हुआ मैं अपने बच्चे के साथ नहीं होने दूंगी.
साथ तो नहीं करेंगे. हाँ.
And I ended up doing
हाँ.
the exact same thing, right?
Correct. Because there's a
It is
baggage, you try to model your own parents. That is true.
simply. Either you
Hmm.
will try to model or you will try to do extreme opposite. And in
Uh,
that process, you know what happens? If you have rejected a parent, now this is something which goes very deep. If you have rejected a particular parent, and growing up you became a rebel, जैसे I became a rebel as a teenager,
hmm.
I became a rebel. I would do exactly opposite what my mom would tell me. And
Hmm.
in that process, you know what, मैंने उनकी नेगेटिव चीजें तो रिजेक्ट करी ही, but I also rejected her positive qualities. So
Hmm.
she was a
Hmm.
cleanliness freak.
Okay.
She is someone who would keep her house very clean. She would everywhere she would need planning, she would need detailing. And for me, sorry, am I back?
Yeah, yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Okay. I just got a call. And
Uh,
growing up as an adult, I rejected
hmm.
even positive qualities of her. I would become a mess. And it happens at
Hmm.
a very subconscious level, okay? It happens at a
Right.
very subtle level. We don't even realize it till the
Don't
time
realize
we do certain processes to understand, okay, fine, this is coming from there.
why it is. Yes. Hmm.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Correct.
always that, that self-reflection needs to be there. Where is this
Hmm. Correct.
coming from? Where is this
Hmm.
behavior of mine coming from?
Hmm.
Because
Correct.
it is coming from some reference.
Some. Hmm. Hmm. Very true. Very true. I agree. So what are those first few steps which parents can uh, basically recognize or heal their inner child?
Right. So the first step I always ask my parents to create a timeline. Okay.
Hmm.
So timeline is something, the what are some of the traumas in your life?
Okay.
And I know, sometimes it becomes very difficult to go into the past.
Hmm.
And for
Hmm.
some people, it's not easy because
Correct.
they've
Hmm.
had a lot of traumatic experiences in their life. And
Right.
it's okay if right now you feel that, I'm not ready to face my past. And it's
Hmm.
absolutely all right.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
understand this, that your behaviors are still getting shaped, your actions are still
Right.
getting shaped because of that past experience. So
Hmm.
someday
Hmm.
just set an intention that you will be doing this, right? You will be
Okay.
healing yourself, right?
Okay.
That I set
Hmm.
an intention that whenever that day comes, I will be open to be vulnerable,
Hmm. Hmm. Correct.
right?
Huh.
Yeah. So the timeline exercise is you getting to write down what were your certain experiences that have shaped you as an adult, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Because this particular exercise will tell you if so trauma is very subjective and we do not judge anybody's trauma. A trauma for a person can be मेरे मम्मा ने ये बोल दिया and उस so trauma can be as simple as a child you were constantly told मेरा बच्चा तो बहुत shy है वो तो किसी से बात ही नहीं करता.
Huh.
And
Huh. And
growing
it
up as
really
an
stuck
adult
in
he
your
became
brain.
an introvert,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
नहीं मैं तो शांत हूँ मैं कैसे बात कर सकता हूँ.
Huh. Hmm.
Happens. That's the
Correct.
condition, right?
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
why we tell our parents, our students, to not say that good girl, bad girl, जैसा कुछ नहीं होता.
Huh.
Because
Huh.
when children grow up into that, absurdity that
Correct.
मुझे good girl बनना है,
Huh.
that good girl syndrome comes,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
If I'm doing
Right.
certain things and I'm a bad girl, I'm bad
Huh.
inherently. And I have
Huh.
so many of my clients, so many of my students who come with this good girl syndrome because I have to be good in front of
Everybody.
others. And that's the reason I have people pleasing issues. I seek validation from others, and I'm struggling in my life because I don't have any say in it, and people don't respect me.
Yeah. Yeah. My God, that is so miserable, and that's
Yeah,
so sad, and this is so
yeah,
true. I can so feel
and it's
it.
so true.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so true that most of us go through this challenge.
Hmm. 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 Wow. Wow. So what are those, I would say, how can the healing as a parent positively influence a child's emotional growth and resilience? How does that happen?
Okay. So, many a times what happens is clashes or conflicts happen between the child and the parent is when, because the child is always present, right? And we parents, we are constantly running. We are either operating in the past, अरे वो हुआ था and then ये हुआ था and that's the reason ये हुआ था. We're constantly going into the past, or we are constantly worried about the future. अरे इतने पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे, ये कैसे होगा, वो कैसे होगा. We're constantly thinking. And in that process, what happens is child is completely present, 100% present. They do not have a filter. They do not have past, present, future का filter ही नहीं है उनके पास. They are in present, right? And as a mother, if I am constantly going into my past, and then if the child is, nudging me, mama, and then I'm getting frustrated on my child, ki kya hai? I'm actually telling my child that my past is more important than you. Right?
So I'm
and that's when
the trauma to my child. Okay.
Absolutely. We are passing the trauma to our child.
My goodness. Yes.
Right.
Wow. That is actually deep. So whatever we do with our children, whether it be in form of frustration, irritation, either speak to your child openly. Okay, this is what happened with me. I'm sorry, bacha. Accept that, because that's very important. When you accept, your child also learns to accept it. And secondly, we're just getting stuck on ourselves. So in a way, we are selfish. Is that what you would say, Apurva? We are getting selfish with our thoughts?
Not really selfish, Swati, because most of the parents don't know that they are operating from past. They're not even aware that this is the problem, right? And only through awareness can we truly come out of it. Sorry, I'm just charging my phone. Yes.
No problem. Yeah.
So only with awareness can this truly go ahead, and we are able to be in the present. So I'll tell you, I take my students through 6 stages. Okay, there are 6 stages to master life. Now, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to master our own life, right? And in that process, also teaching our children. So first stage of mastering your life is always awareness. Awareness about your behaviors, awareness about where are those behaviors coming from, awareness about are there any wounds that you're still holding on to, which is shaping your life, right? Stage 1 is always awareness. Second stage is state of acceptance. Because acceptance is a big problem.
If you're aware and you're not able to accept that feeling, how will you heal? You would just cannot.
You cannot. And accepting your flaws as well. It's such a
difficult
big problem.
It is difficult.
We go into our guilt loop, bar, and we have never been taught to tell ourselves or soothe ourselves that it's okay to make mistakes. हमारे वक्त बोला गया कि अगर मिस्टेक करोगे, फेल करोगे तो कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे लाइफ में.
Because we were beaten up with our own thoughts. We were beating ourselves. We pushed ourselves so much. I remember pushing myself so hard to, I can't tell you, but now I can so feel it. When you're saying this, it is so like, oh yeah, you were actually beaten up with your own thoughts. Yes.
Absolutely. The second state is state of acceptance. When you start, or when you are in that state of accepting your shadow selves as well. So shadow work is a very important work that I make my students go through. Shadow work and inner child healing. These two are very deep work, because you're not just surface level doing things. You're going back, going deep into yourself and accepting your shadows as well. Those rejected parts. Right? So second is state of acceptance. You're accepting and integrating all parts of you, because we live in dual world. We are good as well as bad, right? Singular में होते तो हम भगवान होते. Right? We are going to be in dual world, right? That's where acceptance plays a huge role.
Hmm. Hmm.
Third state is once you have accepted yourself the way you are no longer bothered by what others think about you, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So then you start noticing that inner shift. There's an inner
Wow.
transformation that you observe that, okay, some things that were triggering me till
Huh.
yesterday, today it's not
Or,
bothering me anymore.
I don't even care about it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the
Hmm.
inner shift that you start noticing.
Wow.
Once that
Hmm.
happens and you continue your healing journey, the next state, the fourth state is state of outer transformation. That is when we start manifesting certain things in our life
Hmm.
that we've always
Hmm.
wanted,
Hmm.
right? And these come in a very, small things. You start noticing those small changes in your
Wow.
life. People
Wow.
also start noticing about you that अरे ये कुछ बदली बदली सी लग रही है,
uh,
right?
uh, uh.
So that is the fourth state, that is state of outer transformation. कई लोग
Hmm.
ना are stuck here. They want to
Hmm. Hmm.
manifest. They start manifesting and they feel that okay, इतना हो गया, ठीक हो गया, and then
Hmm.
they again go back to loop one कि मेरे साथ
Uh,
बुरा क्यों हो रहा है, मेरे साथ क्यों नहीं हो रहा,
uh.
because the fifth state is you set an intention for your life. That is where
Hmm. Hmm.
you reach a level where you say this to yourself that this is how I want to live my life now. My
Right.
life
Right.
is transformed and I want to continue this transformation to the next level,
Right. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So the fifth
Wow.
state is
Hmm.
state of intention that you set for yourself, that this is how
Hmm.
I want to live my life.
Right.
And once you set that intention and you're constantly living up to that level, then
Hmm.
comes the sixth state, that is the state of being a natural manifester.
Okay. Wow.
Meaning
Wow.
you think and it happens in your life.
Happens.
You think and it happens in your life.
Because your inner thing is already healed.
Exactly.
You've taken that transformation. You've taken that leap. Your intentions are on in place. So now what is left? Now, whatever you manifest, it will actually happen. The universe
Yes,
is there to give you. So wow. Wow.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, can you help me with some of those practical strategies or techniques can parents use to just break this negative family cycle or that whatever, I mean, that negative thing? How do
Yes, of
you do?
course. There
Okay.
are multiple processes that are there, but I will share with you some very powerful, okay?
Hmm.
Number one thing is something that I make my community members go through, and you can also try.
Hmm.
It's a cleaning meditation. I am a heartfulness practitioner. Okay, I've been
Okay.
following this methodology of meditation,
Okay.
which helps you to heal, not heal, but cleanse your aura, your internal, your soul, your mind, right?
Hmm.
So we know that we have to clean our bodies, we have to clean the house, and
Hmm.
externally we clean our spaces, right, our environment.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
internally there's so much of hurt, there's so much
Hmm.
of anger that we are holding on to, there's
Yeah.
so much of disappointment that we are holding on to,
Hmm.
right? So if you're
Hmm.
able, and I'll also share a link with you, Swati, if you can share it with people. um, it's a very powerful meditation where you sit with your eyes closed with an intention that every negative impression that I've collected, because we are samskaras, right? We are all
Huh.
collecting all these samskaras. Samskaras are
Huh.
nothing
Huh.
but impressions,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And
Correct. Huh.
the more we live, the more impressions we collect.
Wow.
The
Hmm.
purpose is to let go of these impressions altogether,
Hmm. Okay.
right? Because if we are
Hmm. Hmm.
collecting impressions, that means we are actually our we are actually heavying our body, our etheric body.
Hmm.
We are actually
Hmm.
heavy. What do you say? Burdening the etheric body.
Hmm.
And that's when we clean, right, when we sit with an intention that all the negative impressions, all the negative thought process, all the complexities that I have in my mind or my heart or my soul, they are coming out of my body in the form of black smoke. And
Wow.
do this for 10-15 minutes and you'll see a noticeable shift in your, you know the way you approach life, the way you are,
Wow.
the way you
Hmm.
think, right? And
Hmm.
some people might not believe in meditation, but meditation is,
Very true.
it actually connects you with your soul,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm. Very
If
true.
you do it
Yeah. Yeah.
with this process, it really helps you to grow to the next level,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right? So
No, no,
that
I
is
can
one.
complete.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can complete it and do share the link. I would certainly like to share it with all of them. Perfectly.
absolutely.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So that's one. Now, why did I share this? Most of the times we have conflicts at home, लड़ाई झगड़े होते हैं,
Hmm.
किसी ने कुछ आके बोल दिया and we feel triggered.
Hmm.
ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया,
हाँ,
right?
हाँ.
And that trigger, that really hurts, right? That
Hmm.
really hurts. Someone comes and tells something, we feel
Hmm.
hurt. In that
Hmm.
moment, if you're able to do this for 10 minutes, right? If you're able to
Okay.
take out, just close your eyes and just imagine that whatever just happened, it's just coming out of my system. It's no,
Hmm.
it's not serving me. It's
Hmm.
not there for me, and I'm just letting it go,
Wow. Hmm.
right? And do it for 10 minutes. You'll feel your presence will improve, and do it
Wow.
every single day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
Your relationship with your children will also improve by you being present, because you're letting go of all the negative thoughts, impressions that you've collected in the past.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Amazing.
And other,
So how did Hmm.
just quickly,
Sorry, please.
I'll share other modalities like gratitude, then affirmations. All of these do play a huge role, but before that, you need to start healing
Hmm.
yourself. You need to start understanding where why am I feeling so much of anger within me,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Why? Because understand this, that emotions, we store it in our body,
Hmm.
and
Correct.
that's
Hmm.
when the physical health also gets impacted.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So wow. So when you said about those 6 steps to actually first start with your healing process, you need to heal yourself before you can understand. So if people or if audience over here want to connect with you, how is the best way to connect with you? I would like to know that
Oh,
also because since it's
okay.
like so it's very important. So inner healing is not something like you rightly said. People don't realize it. We're not aware what's happening. We are just
That's
stuck
true.
on our thoughts. When I realize that and when I feel that, I feel miserable. Because if we are stuck and we don't know we are stuck, we are actually what we are doing, we are spoiling ourselves. Our life is spoiled, obviously, because we are struggling. We are spoiling the little one whom we have given or brought them to
Yeah.
life. And because of the struggle, we are not realizing now. But in future, how is going to turn it, and how our children are going to suffer from those anxiousness or depression? Obviously, we don't want to
That's true.
get into that kind of a zone, but that's happening.
It's happening.
And then we
It's
say that
already.
already it's happening. I can completely believe that. And when we say the teenager tantrum, or when we say the teenager is just out of our hand, why? Because we triggered it. We were not available, we were not healed during that time. So I really want, especially for moms and dads who are here over here,
Yeah.
so that we can know that what is the best way to connect with you and how exactly can you help us.
Absolutely. So, I have, so I can share a link. I have my own masterclass, Swati, as you know.
Yeah,
We have our own masterclasses, and
yeah.
from there, I invite you to my community where I take you through a journey of 60 days, where
Mm,
you will be able to understand yourself. You'll be able to understand where your wounds are coming from, whether it's
mm,
your mother wound or father wound, or the environment that has inflicted upon you that wound. Maybe a teacher might have played a huge role in shaping you as an adult, right?
mm,
So
mm,
all of
mm.
these things really play a huge role, right?
Right,
So
right.
um, that's a proper journey that I take you through, and I'll definitely share with you,
Please
Swati.
do,
And
please do.
I have my own website, like thevisionaryparent.com and
Mm,
coachapurva.com. So you can
perfect.
go and check it out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So for everybody, because it's very hard to grasp all the information. So what I'll do is I will add Apurva as a collaborator. So you guys can go ahead, connect with her directly. She can share the link with you. So that will be more easier for you to connect. And please understand these sessions, the weekly sessions which I'm doing with different coaches, is with only one purpose, that you can be the best version of yourself and your child can be best connected to you. So
Yeah.
even if requires 10 people to help you, it is perfectly all right. I'm not saying that run around to all 10 people. No. What I'm trying to say is grasp good things from people and make a beautiful version of yourself. So that
Superb.
is how you can make a difference in your life. Because each one carries their own speciality, and that speciality is going to take you a long way.
Absolutely. Love the
So
thought,
let's come.
Swati.
So coming back to the question, so how can parents really manage those emotional triggers? Because that is what we were speaking about in their childhood, while staying present with their children, like quick grounding exercises or anything which you feel that
Yes.
what like when we are just there, we really don't know how to come out of it. So that quick fix, I mean, obviously it's process is a process. I can completely understand. I'm sorry, I don't
Absolutely.
mean to, like, any quick fix is not something I'm looking, but what I'm trying to say is, um how can we manage that during that
Yes.
time? Because that time our emotions are very high, we really don't know how to shape that, and at the same time we want our children to understand us, we should understand our own emotions. So there is a lot of dilemma between the
Yes.
that, and how can you help us with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, first of all, that I make my parents do is every morning when you get up, you just have
Hmm.
to do one small exercise of, just thinking about the day, setting an intention for the day. That today,
Hmm.
the day is going to be amazing. My child is going to enjoy his or her day, and I'm also going to
Hmm.
enjoy my day with my child. So, just
Hmm.
this small setting intention, right? This really helps. Okay.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
most of the times, I'll tell you, Swati, we are so busy in our life. So busy.
Absolutely.
We get up,
हाँ,
भाग दौड़ होती है,
हाँ,
खाना बनाओ, ये करो, वो करो,
हाँ,
इतना कुछ रहता है ना, उसमें ये उस चक्कर में ये सब रह जाता है ना?
correct. I agree.
So
I
if you
agree.
can just consciously, once you get up, you just thank God for yet another day, because
Hmm.
that day
Hmm.
someone did not wake up. Someone in
हाँ,
the
हाँ,
world did not
हाँ,
wake up that day, but you got to wake
हाँ,
up, right?
right, right.
So
हाँ,
having that gratitude, so that thank you for another
hmm,
day, and setting an intention, visualizing that today is going to be a fabulous day. My child is going to
hmm,
enjoy, I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to have a
hmm,
beautiful smile on my face. Just start your
हाँ,
day with smile. That can be as easy as that, you
हाँ,
know
correct, correct.
right?
Absolutely. I agree. I
We don't
agree.
do it,
हाँ, हाँ. We
right?
don't do
We
it.
know that this is going to help us, but we still don't do it.
We are stuck with our lives. We are stuck so busy running around and, I mean, jumping around from here to there, that we don't realize the little things or little beautiful things which we are missing out.
Yes, so true, so true.
Absolutely. So this completes our all the questions. So I have some fun rapid fire questions for you. So if you don't mind, can I ask those questions?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
hope I'm ready.
Oh, they're just fun. So if your inner child could eat only one food forever, what would it be?
Dabeli.
Okay, you're a Nabili lover, really? Wow. My
I
friend
love
makes
it.
amazing Nabili. Okay. So what
Send
is
it to
that
me.
one word? Sorry?
Send it to me.
I would certainly, yeah, certainly, certainly. I would certainly do that. So what is that one word that describes you?
Presence.
Presence. Okay, lovely. That's beautiful. Presence. We want to be present. We want to be present for
Yes.
our children, for our peoples, for our community. Okay. So one childhood movie or cartoon that you still remember and that gives you a smile on your face.
Tom and Jerry.
How cute. Okay. If you could instantly break one generational pattern for everyone, what would it be?
Fear of judgment. लोग क्या कहेंगे?
ये तो बहुत बड़ा है. Tea or coffee while reflecting on life?
Tea. Chai lover.
Okay. One book every parent should read about healing or self-awareness.
There's a beautiful book called Homecoming by John Bradshaw. Amazing, fabulous book.
Okay. Perfect. Homecoming, guys. Okay. So, a mantra or affirmation you live by.
Ah, that's a tricky one. I'm more than enough.
Nice. I love it. What is that one thing your inner child would say to you right now?
I love you, Appu.
How lovely. How lovely. So, if not an inner child healer, what would it be?
If I wouldn't be in a child healer, oh
What
God.
it be? What would it be?
Actually, I was not an inner child healer. I was an engineer. I
Oh,
turned into an inner child. I did engineering, and after that I did my master's in child psychology. So
oh wow. Oh, that's lovely. So I have somebody like me. So
yeah,
I was doing my MBA and then I switched to child psychology. I did Montessori, then I did B.Ed. So my journey is also ups. And I used to feel I am crazy, but now I know that there are people around
I was
who
a
I
full
mean.
stack developer, like
Oh wow.
working coding,
Oh, lovely,
but I used to
lovely,
love that
lovely,
as
lovely.
well.
Obviously, obviously. So, wow, that finishes our rapid fire questions. And thank you so much, Apurva. I had so much fun. Although we had so much technical glitch, so much
Yeah,
of drama, not able to listen, this, that. But finally, we were able to do it. And thank you
yes,
so much for your time. That is so sweet of you to take out time. So if people don't
always,
know, so I just messaged her and she immediately said, yes, why not? So it was very kind of her and very sweet of her. And
always,
so three things, guys. So one, I'm going to add her as a collaborator. So in case you want to connect with her, please go ahead and do that. That's number one. Number two, if you have any questions or any queries regarding this session, please put it across. We will try to answer it, either me or Apurva. I would please request you to answer those questions. That is number two.
absolutely.
Number three is people, if you want, you can share this video to as many people possible, because when you do that, what will happen is the people who are actually trying to understand about themselves, about their parenting styles, why are they getting angry, why are they upset, what is there which is stopping them to be the best version of themselves. When you get to know about that, it all the more, like, if you know the problem, you can get the solution.
Yes,
But if you don't know there's a problem, how will you on earth find the solution? So it's something like that. So guys, please go ahead and make sure that you share it with as many people as possible, because it will be great for others to also take help. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please put it across. I will be able to take few questions. Okay. So Apurva, would you mind taking few
absolutely.
questions?
No problem, no problem at all. I
Okay.
think someone just suggested if we could use Hindi as well. So ठीक है, we'll
हम
use both the language.
हाँ, so we are good in both हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश. हम हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं,
बिल्कुल,
इंग्लिश में भी. बट उसमें थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हिंदी बहुत लोगों को नहीं आती, तो हमने थोड़ा सा वैसा लैंग्वेज चूज किया जो लोग समझते हैं.
राइट,
बट हम फिर
राइट,
इंग्लिश में भी बात करेंगे. तो अगर आपको कोई चीज
बिल्कुल.
समझनी है और आपको लगता है कि हमें हिंदी में भी बात करनी चाहिए, तो वी विल डू इट सर्टेनली. आई वुड लव टू डू दैट. So how to manage a hyperactive child?
Hmm.
Do you have any answer to that, or should I answer that?
So I'll give my perspective, and then you can
Perfect.
share, Swati.
Sure, sure,
You know,
sure.
I feel nowadays hyperactivity is a common thing between all the children. Children are hyperactive. There might be some other reasons for it. ADHD, autism, ये हो रहा है. It is coming up more and more, and the percentage is also growing. But I would suggest that, even if your child is hyperactive, you see, they are learning from some or the other ways, right? Even if you feel that my child is not listening, the child is very well listening. So, I'll give you an example. In my daughter's class, there was a boy who would just play around here and there, here and there. He would be playing around, and he would, not be paying attention. And the teacher would be, telling him that, "Bacha, ek jagah pe baitho, ek jagah pe baitho." But in the end, when the Q&A round or anything would, the teacher would ask that child, the child was able to answer. And we were really shocked. We were really surprised that how come this child remembers. So understand this, every child is different. Even if the child is hyperactive, the child is learning. There are different ways that child learns. The child is kinesthetic, right? The energy is in their body, so they are kinesthetic learners. They so explore them into more physical activity. Let them get tired by the end of the day. Let them be hyperactive. Let them play in mud. Let them play in places that they can truly be free and explore. Today, what happened? Why is this question coming up? Because we are not ready. We parents are not ready to have an hyperactive kid. We want a child who sits steady, who listens to everyone. भूल जाओ ऐसा होने वाला है. भूल जाओ. बच्चा नहीं सुनने वाला हमारा, है ना? तो हमें ही बच्चे के हिसाब से ढलना पड़ेगा. Right? So even if your child is hyperactive, you give the child that, that space, that environment, कि उस environment में बच्चा strive कर रहा है, thrive कर रहा है, right? ना कि हम उसको चिल्लाए, ना कि हम उसको डांटे कि नहीं तुम hyperactive क्यों हो, right? So we cannot do that. Instead, create an environment for the child to thrive, to explore. Let the child play in mud. It's absolutely fine.
Correct. Absolutely. I so relate with this, and I can so feel it because most of the children who are hyperactive are very high on brain energy. Like their brain energy is super high. Recently, yesterday only, I had done a video on strong-willed child. That's similar to your hyperactivity. So, why I do such, why I take such videos or why I do such topics, because we fail to understand the children who are so high on energy. I would not call them hyperactive, first of all. I will say they are high on energy. Now, high on energy, if they are suffering from an ailment, right, like Apurva said, if there's a problem, that's different. But if there is no problem, let's understand they are children and we have not given birth to robots. Now, since we have not given birth to robots, their brain and their understanding, since their pre-cortical is not developed at all. Now they don't know about how to sit in a place, how to be disciplined, how to behave in this manner. So they're not aware. So when they are trying to explore themselves and they get high on energy, that is only because they are explorative, their brain is working faster than other children, and they are born leaders. So if you have a high energy child, congratulate yourself, pat on your back, and feel that you have given birth to leaders. So rather than getting worried, embrace it. Enjoy that moment with your child and try to find activities rather than feeling stressed. Try to find activities which can help them sort with their hyperactivity. Because we as individuals, we can give them things. Now, I'm not saying give them expensive toys. No, I'm trying to say that if your child is high on energy, enroll them to classes which can help them take out their energy rather than keeping their energy on hold.
Yes.
Put them on taekwondo, karate, boxing, why not? Football, basketball, all those physical activities, when the child does, automatically they will feel more calmer. And you will see a different version of your child. So let's
Yes.
use that energy so that he can excel in other things as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you
Amazing.
so much, Apurva. I hope that answers your question, Prachi. And okay, there's some more. If you're staying at home, mom, after a professional gap or other identity issues, how can you manage these type of frustration? Okay. Um, would you like to answer that, Apurva?
Um,
Or shall I answer? You tell
so
me.
I'll definitely like to share my perspective.
Sure.
See, the frustration and the anger and all of this happens because there's some kind of expectation that you're having.
Hmm. Hmm.
Expectation about the environment, expectation of how your child needs to behave,
Hmm.
expectation of how you see yourself working. I would say
Hmm. Hmm.
drop the expectation, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
there's going
Hmm.
to be mess. There's going to be, mess as in physical mess.
Hmm.
Because you're staying with a little one who is going to create a mess, right?
Hmm.
And we have to learn to be okay with that mess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, many a times we are so focused on our professional work. Yes, we have done a comeback after maternity. We've taken a gap, and
Hmm.
we've come
Hmm.
back. At that
Hmm.
moment, what is required is we need to be focused. We need to be delivering more, or
Hmm.
more
Hmm.
deliverables, right? In that process, what happens is we fail to understand that this little child is not grown up. That child
Hmm.
is not going to understand that you are coming back from that gap,
Yeah.
that maternity leave, and
Hmm.
because the child
Hmm.
needs you,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
24/7, your child needs you, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's the reason, when you start your healing journey, that's the reason, healing frustration, why does it come? It comes from that, past that
Hmm.
you've been through. Maybe you
Hmm.
were beaten up, or you were yelled at, or you were, shown that frustration
Hmm.
when you were
Hmm.
acting, jab aap bacche the. So all that
Hmm. Hmm.
is getting replayed now in your memory and in your life now, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you need to
Yeah.
start your healing journey so that you can be present with
Hmm.
your child.
Hmm.
At the
Hmm.
same time, you can, jitna bhi ho sake, you are also giving your 100% in your job, and you're giving your 100% to the child. I
Hmm.
know I have been there, done that,
Hmm.
and that's
Hmm.
the reason I can share that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Right. Wow.
What would you
Yeah.
like to share,
So,
Swati?
so Arpita, I have a little different perspective on this. So I feel, see, you are understanding you have a professional gap. You are understanding you have identity issues. So simple thing is you need to understand that if you are not happy, the world cannot be happy. Obviously, it will come out in your child. Yeah. So first try and understand what you want to do in life. Nobody has forced you, and nobody has the right to force you to sit and crib as a stay at home mom. I don't want you to do that. Now, if you feel that you want to do something in your life, I'm not saying that go out and do something. I would request you to find out ways. I also run a master class wherein I help parents do things. I become financially free from the comforts of home. So if you want, Arpita, I can just send me a hi on Instagram. I will share the link of my masterclass wherein I can tell you on, okay, you can do these things, and this is how you can do it. But so long thing short, focus on yourself. If it is creating frustration issues, if it's creating a problem, and when you feel you are not able to create a connection with your child, it's important you take a sit back, you understand what you want from your life. Because when you are clear, when you are doing something for yourself, your child will automatically understand and respect what you want to do. Because I strongly feel, if I want to sit at home, it should be my personal choice. If I don't want to sit at home, and if want to continue with my professional work, it is my, both the things are my responsibility, and I have chosen it with myself. So, if your child is too small, then I would say delegate and take help from others so that you can do something which you love. And if your child is old enough when going to school and you have the morning hours, then obviously you should focus on something which you're good at, master it, and try to start your own work from the comforts of home, because that is very,
Absolutely.
very important. Because if your mental sanity is not there, how hard you try to be a calm mom, you will not be there, because you are facing identity issues. You are feeling that I am wasting my time. You are feeling that I am a homemaker and there's a problem. So, one is, I'm a homemaker and I'm proud of it. I'm a homemaker by choice. Here, I can completely feel it is by compulsion. When that happens, this is not a right idea. Try to understand, dig in heart, dig into yourself, and understand what you want to do. Talk to your husband, talk to your people around you, talk to your parents, talk to your in-laws. It is good idea to share what you feel from inside with your loved ones. When you do that, you will get more fresh perspectives and you will find out time for yourself. When that happens, your frustration will go down.
Super.
Yeah. So I really want you to do that, Arpita, and I'm there with you. We both are holding your hands, so don't worry. We'll drag it together and we'll not let you get frustrated now. Okay, so with that, I want to finish the session.
Yep.
And thank you, everybody, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Apurva. Thank you, everybody. And I love you, Apurva. It was a lovely session. I had a great time with you.
Thank you so much, Swati, for inviting me. And this is fabulous, fabulous. Thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
this, for
Thank
doing what you
you.
do. Love you.
No, no,
Love you so
same
much.
pinch, absolutely, because I love what you're doing. So it's vice versa. I
Thank you.
completely
Thank you.
respect and love the way you're doing what you're doing. So yeah, all the best for you and take care.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in the next Wednesday session, guys. So let's see you tag in.
Bye
Chalo, bye bye. See ya.
bye. Bye bye.